We were waiting for the Aaron Rodgers domino to fall, and it officially has leading into NFL free agency. The biggest looming storyline in the NFL offseason has officially been made official. Aaron Rodgers returning to the Green Bay Packers. Pat McAfee breaking the news. So we're going to break this down from a couple of different perspectives. Obviously hitting on the fact that Rodgers going back to Green Bay, the place that drafted him back in 2005 after the San Francisco 49ers had drafted him. This now opens up a couple of different avenues. Is Trey Lance going to be the 49ers official starter in 2022? And because Rodgers thought about retirement, going back to the Packers, or making a move to the Denver Broncos, are the Denver Broncos now one of the leaders in the clubhouse to make a Jimmy Garoppolo trade? McAfee on Twitter broke the news and really sent the NFL landscape on fire on this fine Tuesday morning, saying this. And of course, McAfee and Rodgers have a really good relationship because Rodgers makes weekly appearances on the Pat McAfee Show on YouTube. According to my sources, probably Aaron Rodgers, Rodgers will officially be returning to the Green Bay Packers. There is no deal in place currently, but there is said to be cap-friendly deal on the way. Retirement was a real consideration, and in the end, he is back with the Pack. Ian Rappaport, NFL Network, tweeting this out just moments ago, and this is why you subscribe. We bring you the latest 49ers news and rumors as fast or faster than anybody. The Packers and MVP quarterback Aaron Rodgers have agreed to terms on a 4-year, $200 million deal that makes him the highest paid player in NFL history. Sources say he gets a whopping $153 million guaranteed, and his cap number goes down. A monstrous commitment by Green Bay for years to come. But there's conflicting reports. Rappaport, Jay Glazer saying that is the deal, which would pay him annually about $50 million per year, more than Patrick Mahomes, more than Josh Allen, which would set a record in NFL history. But Pat McAfee also said this: news of that 4-year, $200 million deal is not accurate according to my sources. So we'll see what Rodgers gets paid. This obviously does impact the San Francisco 49ers for a couple of different reasons, because of Jimmy Garoppolo, because of Trey Lance. But come postseason play, let's say the Niners have another opportunity to go up against the Green Bay Packers. This is yet another opportunity for San Francisco to hand Aaron Rodgers a playoff L. Rodgers in his postseason career 0-4 against the Niners, including this past playoff run, which was magical for San Francisco for a variety of reasons, and magical at the cathedral of professional football when Robbie Gould hit that game-winning field goal in the divisional round to send the number 1 seeded Green Bay Packers home. Now, as we continue to break this down, we of course want to hear from the audience, because there were some rumblings last year and this year about Rodgers going to San Francisco, where he grew up, the team he grew up idolizing. Now, that's not going to be the case. So how do you feel about Rodgers going back to Green Bay? Are you happy? Type H. Are you sad? Type S. Let me know in the comment section. And while you're down there, this is why you subscribe to the San Francisco 49ers Report by Chat Sports. We're bringing you and cooking up the latest 49ers news, latest 49ers rumors. When breaking news happens, we have you covered. We go live every single Tuesday, 7 o'clock Eastern, 4 o'clock Pacific, and we love to interact with the faithful, the Niner Empire, and the Niner Gang. So help us reach 60,000 subs as the largest 49ers news and rumors channel on YouTube by simply hitting that red subscribe button down below. Let's approach this as if Rodgers is going to sign that aforementioned deal. It would immediately make him the highest paid quarterback per year in the National Football League from an average annual value basis. $50 million ahead of Patrick Mahomes at 45 even. Josh Allen just signed that contract with the Buffalo Bills prior to last year. $43 million in base salary for him. And then you look at Dak Prescott and Deshaun Watson making $40 and $39 million respectively. What does Aaron Rodgers going back to Green Bay mean for Jimmy Garoppolo? This makes Garoppolo one of the most sought-after quarterbacks in the 2022 NFL offseason. he, in my opinion, one of the best available quarterbacks who could be made available. The free agency pool is somewhat thin. The NFL draft class is one of the thinnest NFL draft classes at the quarterback position that I can remember in recent memory. And when you look at the Denver Broncos, they are ready to win right now. Doesn't make sense for them to move forward with Drew Lock because he's trash. Maybe they bring back Teddy Bridgewater, who is not equal to Jimmy Garoppolo, and it doesn't make sense for the Broncos to play a rookie quarterback. So this makes Jimmy G more sought after for the Denver Broncos and other teams across the National Football League because Rodgers is going back to Green Bay, and the next domino to fall, maybe Russell Wilson going back to the Seattle Seahawks, which makes the quarterback market a little bit more thin, which drives up the asking price for Garoppolo. At least that's the hope for San Francisco. As far as Garoppolo's resume goes, this is why I think that other teams should be interested, and I'm not biased in saying this. This guy has consistently won. He has played and performed well in big games. He's helped lead the Niners to 2 NFC Championship games in 3 years. He is a model citizen. He can be the face of the franchise, and players in the locker room absolutely love him. In 2021, he chucked 20 touchdowns to 12 picks, 2 NFC title games in the span of 3 years, including a Super Bowl appearance in 2019. He consistently wins, and teams who are in the market for a quarterback right now want a quarterback on a win-now team who can help lead them to the promised land. Garoppolo has shown he can do that. 33-14 all-time record, 4-2 in the playoffs, and unlike some of the other chaotic quarterbacks out there, Jimmy G is low maintenance, a cool dude, and a very good leader. As far as the Broncos go, I think they're a good fit for Garoppolo. They hired Nathaniel Hackett this past offseason. He's done wonders in helping develop Aaron Rodgers and has a really lofty resume. They have a really good running game right now with Javonte Williams, the running back out of UNC, and they have a plethora of weapons at tight end with Noah Fant, Albert Okwuegbunam. They have some really good wide receivers, Cortland Sutton, KJ Hamler coming off the torn ACL, and a couple of other really good players like Tim Patrick. And the defense is ready to perform at a very high level right now as well. So when you look at the grand scheme of things and you canvass the NFL landscape for teams that are in need of a quarterback, I think the Broncos are a very good fit for Jimmy Garoppolo, and they have the draft capital to give up for Jimmy G. Now, I have another question that I want to ask you. Look into your crystal ball and predict the future for Jimmy Garoppolo before we start talking about Trey Lance here. Where do you think Garoppolo will play next year? Give me a destination in the comment section right now. Now, I'm not sure if Trey Lance is going to be the starting quarterback for the 49ers in 2022. I'm leaning that way. I don't think it's going to be Jimmy G. It's officially not going to be Aaron Rodgers, but whoever is under center or in the shotgun for Kyle Shanahan's offense, they have one of the best weapons in the NFL to throw to and hand the football off to as the best wide back and the only wide back that we've ever seen. It's Deebo Samuel, folks, the best offensive player in the National Football League outside of quarterbacks. And right now, these Deebo Samuel jerseys available for you to cop, but just going to chatsports.com/Debo. You can get it right now. It's on sale. I'll put that link in the comments section as well as the description of this video. With Aaron Rodgers going back to the Packers and the 49ers seemingly moving on from Jimmy Garoppolo, hopefully a trade that brings the Niners back draft capital and maybe a player as well, is Trey Lance going to be the starter in 2022? Eric Armstead kind of hinted at that while sitting down with Matt Barnes, the former NBA player who is currently an analyst with NBC Sports in Sacramento. Eric Armstead said this about Trey Lance, and maybe he knows something that we don't. Maybe this was just a slip of the tongue, but he said this to Barnes. I think that's going to be the plan going into the season when speaking about Trey Lance being the starter. Trey is a young guy who's very talented and has a great demeanor. He came in, didn't say too much as a rookie, just willing to learn and figure out how to play the position, and I'm excited to see it. I'm really excited to see Trey Lance as the starter for the San Francisco 49ers in Kyle Shanahan's offense because if he's ready to play, I think he can light the league on fire. My read on Lance, he has so much potential, and the potential for the 49ers offense with him as the quarterback is unlimited. Elite arm strength, can make any throw on the field, out routes anything in between the seams, and he can take the top off of the defense by throwing the long ball as well. You can put him in the shotgun. You can put him under center. You can utilize play action because of his dual threat nature. He offers a valuable running threat because of his elite athleticism. He just needs reps to work out the kinks, and if he gets those reps, I think he could have a very masterful sophomore campaign, let alone as one of the best offensive coaches in the NFL at his disposal calling the plays. This is what Trey Lance did at North Dakota State throughout his entire collegiate career. Completed around 65% of his passes for nearly 3,000 yards, 30 touchdowns to 1 interception, but only played 19 games. That's why he needs all of the reps this year. That was passing. How about what he did running the football with the Bison? Because nowadays in the NFL, a lot of teams prioritize a dual threat quarterback. That's Trey Lance to a T. 184 carries, 1,200 rushing yards, average yards per carry at nearly 7 with 16 more touchdowns. So the total touchdown number there really is terrific for Trey Lance. He was 20 when he was drafted. He played 1 full season of collegiate football at the FCS level. The fact that he's raw shouldn't come as a surprise to anybody out there. He has great offensive weapons with Deebo Samuel, Brandon Ayuk, as well as George Kittle. Has a really good offensive line, depending on what happens at left guard with Laken Tomlinson, but protecting his blind side is the best offensive tackle in the game in Trent Williams. He has all of those athletic attributes that we did talk about and has a great coach calling the plays for him. So if Trey Lance is in fact the starter in 2022, I think you're going to see some new wrinkles with this 49ers offense. And with Jimmy Garoppolo, there was a ceiling on the Niners offense. With Trey Lance at the helm, I think he could really just blow it up and play excellent football because the foundation is there for him to succeed. Speaking of Lance, before we get out of here, one more question for the gang. What's your confidence level in him if he is the starter in 2022? Scale it for me from 1 to 100. 1, not confident at all. 100, extremely confident. You let me know. NFL free agency kicking off next week. It's going to be your one-stop shop for all things Niners. Make sure you subscribe. We'll still be going live later here on Tuesday.